you go. Nothing like the smell of fresh tilled dirt on a Sunday afternoon in Oklahoma. Hey guys, what's up? Jess here, LJM Farms, and I'm down at the garden today. Gonna do a little bit of tilling. So I tilled about half this thing up here a couple weeks ago. Got some potatoes planted, some onions. You know, the weather's kind of been crazy. It'll warm up, get cold, warm up, get cold. We actually had like 24 degrees last night. Pretty sure that probably got my potato sprouts that were just starting to come out of the ground. Hopefully they'll recover. They usually do. But anyhow, I got about half this garden tilled up. I want to get it finished today. That way it's done. And then you know, when it gets time to plant the rest of the garden, it's ready to go. And also hopefully it'll help kill some of the broadleaf weeds and winter type weeds, cool season weeds that are growing in the garden. So let me show you what I'm using today. Both these are kind of old technology, but man, some things, a lot of things today, they just don't make them like they used to. All right, so we got the old Troy-Bilt horse tiller. I know it's going to be in the 70s. I'm not sure the exact year, but man, these things are tough and they just last forever. I've actually upgraded this with a Predator engine from Harbor Freight, and this is the Max Performance 224cc model. And man, this little engine right here does fantastic on this tiller. They've got a newer one, or another small motor out now since I bought this one. I don't remember the exact on it. I think it's called the Ghost. Made for like racing go-karts or something. But I have no complaints on this one, on this tiller. Man, it just handles it great. So you can see over here, kind of pretty distinct line here. This half is already tilled, and this half is not. So that's what I'm going to do today, is get this half tilled up. And then this side over here, I'll probably come back and put some of my furrows in for my drip lines. I started doing a drip line irrigation here a couple years ago, and I really like that. Awesome system. And we had a drought this past summer, and my garden still looked great. So highly recommend, you know, like a drip system if you're kind of looking to upgrade your garden, you know, the watering side of it. You can actually see my main line right here. I'll be going with putting in a new main line this year. I've used this one like 2 or 3 times, so it's got holes all in it. They make little plugs. You can come through and patch those holes. So this one's all patched up. It leaks a little bit of water more than I want to, so be doing a new main line at some point. And then of course, every time I do the main drip lines, or the drip line with the emitters in them, I do those new every time. It's hard to reuse those. But my favorite tool for making those furrows is this right here, little Wheel Hoe. And I've got the plow set to make the furrow. I'll get my lines laid in there and then come back and cover them up. Both pretty old technologies. These have been around forever, but combining a little bit of engine power and you know, hand power there. All right, as you can see, laid out those rows real quick with that wheel hoe. And I've done this before. I actually have a plow for my tiller, and I've used it to do these before. I can actually do it faster with that wheel hoe. Now it is a little bit of workout, which is probably a good thing. I could probably use a little extra, a little extra working out. But it is definitely quick. And so I'll come back and I'll lay out my drip tape in these and then cover them back up. But I don't have a drip tape layer for my wheel hoe. If I did, man, that'd make this process real quick and basically a one. Well, I still have to do the furrow, but then I'd put that swap the plows around and lay that tape and cover this up all in one swoop. So it would definitely make it that much quicker, but I don't feel my garden's really big enough to justify, doing the drip tape laying attachment. It's not real cheap, but I know it works. I've seen them use it, and it would be handy. But see, we got the other half tilled up, and so as soon as my seedlings get up to where I can plant them, I'm thinking probably 6 weeks I'll be out here planting tomatoes, hopefully. So if the weather cooperates. And I don't get in a hurry planting because it always seems that we have a late frost. So when I do plant, I end up having to come out here and cover it up anyway. All right, there you have it. I thought I'd bring you a little bit of action, from my old antique tiller. Like I said, I know that thing is probably, I know it's in the 70s, maybe 75. It's gonna be a 40 to 50-year-old machine. So it's just amazing the things that they were able to do, back in the day, and how we've kind of gotten away from that. Why can't we make stuff like that anymore? I know there's a few companies out there that make some good tillers. I think the Earthquake, it looks to be like, it's a well-made machine, but man, it costs you an arm and a leg if you want to go that route. And so my dad and my brother had these old Troy-Bilts, and I knew that's what I needed to do whenever I got out of the house and got married and all that, started doing my own garden. And first thing I did was find an old Troy-Bilt tiller. We didn't have Marketplace then. We had a local radio station did what they call swap shop, and a guy, in the mornings, and a guy called in and put an old tiller on there. I think it was $350, $400, and so I got that and did a little bit of work to it. Put a new, well, I didn't put an engine on it then. I just had to do some work to the motor to get it to run. I used it a year or two, and then there was a couple years there I didn't use it. And then we got to this place out here. I used it 1 year with the old motor on it, and then after that I said I got to put a new motor on this thing, and I'm glad I did, because it completely changed that machine. So made it 100% more usable. It was in good enough shape, but I would have to fiddle with I think my drone's over here beeping, but I'd have to fiddle with the motor for 30 or 45 minutes to get it to start, to be able to do a little bit of tilling with it. So I ended up not using it a whole lot. But now I can just walk out here and crank that thing up, and I'm rolling. I got my tilling done in no time. And so anyway, I've rambled on enough. I think I'm gonna end this video here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. I may bring you some more garden content this summer. That's not something I've done a whole lot of, just because there's a lot of excellent garden channels out there, but I can kind of show you what I do. And it's kind of interesting to see what everybody does. Everybody kind of does things a little bit different. But anyhow, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, y'all have a blessed day and a blessed week, and we'll see you on the next one.